Are you approaching retirement soon? Will you have to start relying on your pension income? Well, be warned. There are 3 massive pension mistakes that could cost you tens of thousands of dollars in avoidable taxes if you aren't careful. In fact, studies show the average retiree loses over $150,000 in retirement by making these 3 simple pension blunders. How can you avoid becoming part of this statistic? Stay tuned, because in this video I'm going to reveal what the 3 biggest pension mistakes are that ruin people's retirements, and more importantly, how you can steer clear of them. These are common pitfalls that catch so many retirees off guard, but they can be easily avoided if you know what to look out for. After watching this video, you'll be able to confidently retire knowing exactly how to withdraw and manage your pensions to maximize growth and tax efficiency. So if you're approaching retirement age or wanting to optimize your current pension drawdown strategy, you won't want to miss this. Now let's dive right in and uncover what these costly pension mistakes are so you can protect your hard-earned retirement money. As someone who is approaching retirement age yourself, you absolutely want to avoid these common pitfalls when it comes to taking money out of your pensions. So if you or someone you care about is approaching retirement, you're definitely going to want to watch this video all the way to the end. Now let's get right into these pension mistakes that you need to avoid. The first big pension mistake that a lot of retirees make is taking out too much of their tax-free cash up front. Here's how it works. When you retire, you're allowed to take up to 25% of your overall pension savings as a tax-free lump sum payment. This can seem really enticing because who doesn't love some extra tax-free money? The problem arises when people get too trigger-happy and withdraw most or all of their 25% tax-free cash in their first year of retirement. This leaves them with less flexibility, and they end up paying way more in taxes over time. Here's a quick example to show what I mean. Let's say you retire with £500,000 in your pension. You can take 25% of that, or £125,000 as a tax-free lump sum. Now let's imagine you take that entire £125,000 tax-free lump sum payment in your first year of retirement. This gives you a nice bit of cash to splurge on, but now the remaining £375,000 in your pension is fully taxable at your income tax rate. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, anything you withdraw from that remaining £375,000 will be taxed at 40%. That's a ton of tax to pay. Instead, what you should do is only withdraw part of your tax-free cash upfront. Take what you need to cover big planned purchases or expenses in the first couple of years. But leave a good chunk of your tax-free entitlement invested in your pension, where it can keep growing tax-free. That way, you have some tax-free cash you can access later in retirement to supplement your income. This helps you manage your overall income levels and stay in lower tax brackets. Rather than taking all £125,000 tax-free cash up front, you may take, say, £50,000. Now you still have £75,000 left that can grow tax-free that you can tap into later. This prevents you from overpaying on taxes by keeping your income in check. The key is withdrawing tax-free cash strategically over time, not all at once. Now, unfortunately, this pension mistake is extremely common. Studies show around 75% of people withdraw all their tax-free cash in one lump sum when they first retire. Don't fall into this trap. Alright, now that we've covered the tax-free cash mistake, the second big pension error retirees often make is not having any drawdown strategy in place. What do I mean by drawdown strategy? I'm talking about a proactive plan for how you will systematically take money out of your remaining pension over time. Without a drawdown strategy, people just start withdrawing ad hoc amounts from their pension whenever they need it. This is a recipe for disaster. Taking random withdrawals irrespective of tax efficiency is a great way to get stuck paying higher taxes unnecessarily. Here's the thing. Between personal allowances, tax brackets, investment growth, and changing life circumstances, the optimal way to draw down from your pension changes every single year of retirement. You need an adaptive withdrawal strategy that accounts for all these variables to minimize taxes. A good drawdown strategy will outline how much to withdraw each year from taxable versus tax-free portions, which accounts to take money from first, how to stay within lower tax brackets, how to offset RMDs and SS income, when to convert to Roth to fill lower tax brackets, how to coordinate with your spouse, if married. Without actively managing this, you can easily end up in higher tax brackets than needed. Having a dynamic drawdown strategy prevents you from overpaying on taxes and puts tens of thousands of extra dollars in your pocket over a retirement. In fact, studies show retirees can reduce their lifetime taxes by 20% or more just by having a coordinated pension drawdown strategy. That's huge. The third big pension mistake is not planning for required minimum distributions, aka RMDs. If you have a traditional 401k or IRA, at a certain point, you are forced to start taking the required minimum distribution each year from those accounts. The IRS forces you to take these RMDs so they can start taxing your retirement savings. The amount you have to withdraw is based on your age and account balance. Now here's the issue. If you don't proactively plan for RMDs coming, they can push you into higher tax brackets quickly. Your RMD income is taxed as ordinary income, so it stacks on top of your other sources like Social Security and pensions. If you're already taking decent withdrawals and then get slapped with a big RMD, it can easily tip you over into a higher bracket. That's why it's critical to develop a tax-efficient drawdown strategy around minimizing RMDs before you start taking them. For example, you may withdraw more from your IRAs in earlier retirement years, so the account balances are smaller when RMDs kick in. Or you may do Roth conversions in low-income years to reduce future RMDs. The key is planning ahead now before RMDs hit. Failing to plan can mean a nasty surprise of higher taxes when you're forced to start taking RMDs. Don't let the IRS ambush your retirement. Studies have shown retirees can reduce their lifetime taxes by 8 to 15% just by properly planning for RMDs. That's thousands in tax savings over a 20 to 30-year retirement. Now that you know the 3 biggest pension mistakes retirees make, here are some key tips to avoid them yourself. Don't withdraw all your tax-free cash up front. Leave a portion invested to access later. Develop a proactive, tax-efficient drawdown strategy for your pensions. Plan ahead for required minimum distributions before they happen. Consult a financial planner for guidance if you don't feel confident. Use online calculators to model different drawdown scenarios. Take advantage of catch-up contributions pre-retirement. Remember, withdrawing too much too fast can sabotage your retirement. The key point is, you need a strategic plan for drawing down your pensions in retirement if you want to maximize growth and minimize taxes. Retirement is supposed to be an enjoyable time in life, not a time where you're losing thousands in unnecessary taxes. By avoiding these 3 common pension mistakes, you can hold on to more of your hard-earned money. First, don't take all your tax-free cash up front. Leave some invested to access later. Next, have a proactive drawdown strategy to optimize tax efficiency. And finally, plan ahead for required minimum distributions before they hit. Following these tips will prevent you from overpaying in taxes and keep more money in your pocket throughout retirement.